Hi, hello and welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video, and it's one of those good old walking around ones. It's been a while. The channel has been gameplay focused for a lot of the time lately, but I wanted to spice things up a little bit again. A video about light therapy. It's something that I've heard about in my education as a clinical psychologist earlier, but only in the context of seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is the disorder where people, most of the time in the winter time, like autumn, winter, when it gets colder, when the clouds also come up, when the weather and the mood in general in the world is just a bit more gloomy, they start to experience depressive symptoms in those periods. And to combat this, the easiest solution out there is just to kind of pretend that it's summer in a way by giving them light therapy, which basically just means that you kind of emulate sunlight, for example. Put on a kind of VR glasses headset and make them feel like they are in a certain light, bright environment again. That explanation is of course extremely rudimentary and it's very basic. It's probably not even close to like the real intricacies that go into a therapy like that, but I'm no expert on that field. And another disclaimer, this video is also based on an article in The Cut, which is just like a magazine. It's not like a recognized source of scientific information. It was written by Melissa Dahl, of whom I also have no idea about her credibility. Is she a scientist? Is she a scientific journalist? I just found it an interesting article, and it's probably given to me by Colin Wright's Curiosity Daily again, but I don't really remember. Either way, can never go wrong with shouting out Colin Wright. The harsh truth is that I just wanted to make this video as an excuse to make a joke about something like anal bleaching, so that's exactly what's gonna happen. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. It's this trend where people spread their legs facing the sun and they just lie on their back so that their asshole gets a nice tan. And it should have all these energy, chakra, mindfulness benefits. Now, when I read the article, I was quite stunned. The article's title is "Light is my new drug, the actually convincing science of light therapy," which already kind of sounds like a kind of clickbait title. Improvements to athleticism, improvements to skin, improvements to sleep, just by lying under some red lights. Like, where do I sign up? It sounds too good to be true. Light therapy, photomedicine, or photobiomodulation. That's all the names that it has, and it focuses on the effects light can supposedly have on you on a cellular level. So really on the fundamental building blocks of us and our existence and our bodies and our biological presence in the world. The cells, of which the mitochondria is of course the powerhouse. More and more research is popping up shedding light on the way this form of therapy can apparently almost help with anything. It seems like it's this wondrous invention, right? That could be contain a cure for cancer, for AIDS, for poverty. Or that's at least the kind of the tone, the vibe they give to it in this article. The process is also being commercialized more and more, with the aperture needed to perform light therapy being more and more readily available in handheld formats, or at least in things that you can just put in your house. Normally it would be something that was in the dermatologist's office or in a very fancy gym. But now if you would have like an extra kidney lying around and you could trade that away at the black market, those people could actually afford the machines that are needed to perform light therapy and just put them in their own house. The confinements of their own home. And as I said, I've heard of light therapy's effects for seasonal depression, seasonal affective mood disorder, things like that, but like helping with Alzheimer's, helping with diabetes, I really was stun-locked when reading this article. Traumatic brain injuries, how can the light, or just how can regular old light rays, something we use every single day, we all use lights, how can that affect such harrowing diseases and such harrowing disorders, such harrowing disabilities? It just seems to be too good to be true. It seems like this form of therapy is being put in the limelight a little bit too much. Put in the limelight? Huh? Red light is apparently used for the skin, blue light is used for acne, for people with pimples and stuff, ultraviolet lights, infrared lights are used for your brain. Like, what the hell is going on here? How is this possible? How is this a thing? But then, very interestingly, the article combats these doubts, combats these people being like, how the hell is this happening? With a historical account of light in medicine. And light and color are of course very much related concepts. You can't think of one without the other, right? And light and color have been in medicine for years, for a whole lot of years. There were Persian physicians, for example, asking people with nosebleeds to avoid the color red because it was believed that seeing perceiving the color red could make your blood flow quicker, and that's of course bad if you're already having a nosebleed. And way closer to home, in the 19th century, so that's really not that long ago, European doctors telling people with tuberculosis to just go sit in the sunlight for a while, just chill outside on the grass a little bit. That's what approximately $300,000 of med school brings you. Are you feeling sick, my man? You coughing? You almost dying? Why don't you just step outside for a second, you know, just come on, go on. Go play in the grass a little bit. Maybe frisbee, huh? Maybe a little frisbeeing, maybe a little baton, huh? Whatever you do, just go outside and everything will be okay. Guy with tuberculosis be like... And even more amazingly, this still ties into the historical account, but we're really talking about the present now, is how the potential benefits of this form of therapy were actually discovered. How people stumbled upon the possible positive effects of a thing like light therapy. And that actually has to do with astronauts, people going into space. For some reason, because of the characteristics of the gravity up there, the vacuum rooms, the configuration of the air, or just the all-around surroundings. When astronauts in space get little wounds, like little cuts on their hands, for example, these little cuts or these little wounds heal very poorly. And now what I did find out was that the astronauts that were in space and were working with the greenery, with the aperture, the machines they use to grow plants in space, which is something they do apparently to make their own produce up there. These people were exposed to a lot of purple and pink light because that's what they use to make the plants grow. These growing lights, you all know them, especially you marijuana farmers out there. And the people that were interacting with these kinds of light a lot and had their hands in these light a lot, their wounds healed quicker. In conditions where healing wounds is normally really a struggle, the people that were just exposed to a bunch more light had quicker healing wounds. It's amazing, right? It's insane. That's so cool. Now, according to the article even, of which I already doubted the credibility, this might be an urban legend. So doubt, undoubt, but it's just still a cool story. And this is my video, so reality can be whatever I want. How it supposedly works is that the light, and then especially the red or infrared light, activates some of the enzymes in your cell. It activates some of the enzymes in there, and enzymes are of course used to code for the creation of proteins, for example. Enzymes are essential in the basic functioning of the cell without any light being involved, but light can be seen as kind of a booster, boosting the effectivity of those enzymes and therefore the production of certain proteins and therefore the function of the cell. And it especially has an effect on the mitochondria in the cell, which is, as we all know, everyone together now, the powerhouse of the cell. So making it produce more energy, and that is good for all around cell function, of course, because energy is used in so many different spaces. ATP, I don't know the English word, but in Dutch it's adenosine-triphosphate. That's kind of the energy provider created by the mitochondria. That's what happens when you reread your neurosciences textbook during the vacation. You remember those things. Or when you just have a basic knowledge of biology. I guess I shouldn't pretend like I'm this smart motherfucker when I'm really just a bit dumb. And I can hear you draw conclusions from this, right? So exposing ourselves to light, having light rays beam on our skin, is productive for us. It's actually beneficial, it helps us, it makes us produce more things inside our body. And then the conclusion follows kind of almost that we are plants. We are just like plants. We all know about photosynthesis, right? The process where plants use sunlight and some other components, of course, but to create energy, to create life, to create oxygen. Our mitochondria's response to light is very similar to the response of a chloroplast in plants, which is exactly like the little part of the organism, the little cell organelle, the part of the cell that functions like this, that responds to light and that encourages photosynthesis in plants. If I would be a plant in real life, I would love to be this plant right here, a plant that me and my girlfriend saw in a garden when we were on a trip, because it looks like it's giving the world its finger. So interesting stuff, all of this is interesting stuff. Just exposing yourself to light can be beneficial for your skin, for your sleep, for your energy levels, for dementia and diabetes apparently. And it kind of sheds light on, on the importance of going outside once in a while, you know? Because all of this talks about light therapy, which is given through artificial light created by actual lights in a machine, but just the sun. The sun is a very important source of light in our lives, right? So go outside for a while, touch grass. Even if you don't have tuberculosis, you can just, come on, throw that frisbee around a little bit, you'll have fun. Some warnings are in order though. Green, yellow, and pulsating lights are also sometimes used in these forms of light therapy, but their effects have not been studied thoroughly enough, so we really don't know actually anything about what they might do. Even when that pulsating light is red, and red is the color where we do know the beneficial effects already. Also, please don't replace a doctor's visit with a 15-minute illumination session. That's not the course of action. Unless we're talking about asshole bleaching, of course. You can never bleach your asshole enough, and that's where the joke comes in. Yeah, I did it. Created an entire video just for one piece of comedic effect. It's no cap, by the way, it's not even a lie. This article even mentions that vaginal bleaching, so the same principle but then a woman, can combat yeast infections. Spread your wings and fly, people. Fly into the sun, you know, just lie on your back and really spread eagle. Spread your wings, fly into the sun, but don't go too close. You don't want to Icarus this shit up. Thanks a lot for watching. Bleach your asshole, enjoy the sunlight. Bye bye.